So, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here in Tanzania. So, my presentation will be about the usage of AI to abstract systems and to avoid that will be like changing and adapting again and again our systems to be able to integrate new systems or to evolve the systems we have. So please, can you, I don't have a clicker, so can you, next slide please. So this is a question for everyone involved in banking and financial institutions. And this question is like, what if AI could abstract all our digital stack and turn integrations time from months to days? It would be nice. Anyone has feelings about this? Can I have some reaction? Okay, so next slide. So the problem is the way we integrate at the moment, the way we integrate the systems. So the best way to explain this without being too technical is to use a metaphor. So imagine system integrations are like going to a restaurant. And the way we interact with APIs now is like you enter the restaurant, you have the ingredients, you give the ingredients to the waiter, and the waiter go to the kitchen and say, the client give me these tomatoes, this meat, and then make me the dish. So every integration is a nightmare. So no one wants to be that cooker on trying to reply. So this is the rat race we are doing in every institution. So we are giving data to the APIs, to the integration, and then we have to comply and we have to expect that they reply and they are adapted. Okay, that's why every system integration, every new FinTech you include in the bank, any integration with central banks is a new challenge. Okay, can you change, please? So, as is going now, and if you look at the metaphor, as I said before, this is generate a lot of specification overhead. The dependencies are very fragile because if something changes, if any ingredient or any parameter change, you have a problem, the system is breaking, you have to adapt. And at the end of the day, this is an innovation bottleneck. This is something that is preventing you to be faster than your competition. Can you change, please? So, what is the solution? The solution is, and the nice solution, it will be if we had like an USB-C for every system we have. So, like in our Macs or in our PCs, we plug in a new device and it detects and it interacts. So this is possible now using MCPs. This is something that was created by Anthropic, and then Nearsoft is including in their systems, so we can accelerate the integration platforms for the banks we work and the systems we work. Can you? So AI agents are around for a few time now, like 2-3 years. The agents are there now, are trending, but the problem was that before every AI agent that wants to integrate with a system, it was like a new challenge. It's like the metaphor I was using before. But now with MCP server, we create a way of the server and the client communicate each other and explain and give context to the client saying, what they have and how to integrate with them. Can you change, please? So the MCPs is like a nice weather that translates the request from the client of the restaurant to the kitchen and adapts that to the kitchen. So the client, if you change, going back to the metaphor, now is using MCP. So Mark Simpson, he asked for something on a menu. The waiter that is an MCP server is smart. He knows what he has in the kitchen, he knows the ingredients, and he goes directly to the kitchen and translates the request from the client to the kitchen. And then, if you look at Bart Simpson and Marge, they say, here comes another AI request. So this is like moving a lot because we start doing manual integration and we put systems communicating, understanding what they offer each other, like a conversation. Can you please change? So now, the waiter translates the requests using a standardized menu, and he handles the communication with the kitchen. So this is in a real integration between systems. What will be happening is, if something changes on the systems behind, the waiter will adapt the communication. And for the client, this is totally transparent. The system will adapt the parameters it has to go. It will know what changes it will have on the reply. And this means that you don't have to be changing and putting code every time you need to do any change on your integration on the new services. So another question for the CEOs, CTOs, and people that are managing the banks and financial institutions. Do you really know what the most time is allocated from your IT guys at the moment? Where are your money going when regarding to these teams? So in the traditional integration concept, 60% of the time, the working time from your IT team is in maintenance of systems that already exist. This means that they are maintaining, they are looking for problems, they are adapting APIs, they are changing, they are doing upgrades, and this is where your money is going. So this is something we have to change if you want to go fast and if you want to change the way you're spending the money in your internal teams. But for the ones that are used now, the MCP, they are using those 60 times or more to do innovation, to understand the business, and to push the organization forward. So this is something that we have to do really quick. Can you change, please? So I think there's a problem with the PDF, but what's happening is that Homer Simpson is asking, what about now? Do I have to change all my APIs and I have invest so much money and time on this and now I have to do everything new just because there's a new technology, a new standard? No. Change, please? No. MCP works with your APIs, okay? And not against them. So what will happen is that you will have MCPs on top of your APIs, but your APIs will be, as usual, able to be invoked by systems directly. So this is like adding an upgrade or a new layer of intelligence to your system, so they can act as a USB-C plugin. So if you look there, normally on your banks and your financial institutions, you have on the bottom, the banking systems, and then in the top, you have an integration layer with APIs. That's the standard for the last, like, whatever, 15 years. But now, with MCP, you will create a new layer that will add that standard communication. That when a client tries to connect to your system, it will present the menu of the service they have, and it will say, you have to give me this, you have to give me that, and that is totally, or almost totally automated. So, as I said, MCP doesn't replace APIs, it leverages the integration of the system. So it makes everything more accessible. Imagine we are talking now with ChatGPT, okay? We are using natural language. The APIs, the systems between them are starting to speak between them using some natural language. Can change? So, another good thing about this is why sometimes our organization maintains legacy systems for so long. It's not because sometimes we don't want to change, but it's really painful to do the upgrade. It's really painful to replace them because that will generate problems on stability of the systems. But with this abstraction, imagine if you are talking with some kind of a ChatGPT and he's making the integrations for you behind. So with this approach, you can start like first, if you look at the second board there, you introduce the MCP layer. That is something that we normally propose on our clients. Then we keep using the legacy system and the new system, and we start like 80%, 20%, and we're changing the traffic we are sending to that system, or we are doing just tests. And then when we replace the system, the client doesn't have to change anything. For them, it's like they are still communicating and integrating with the legacy system, okay? So this is the abstraction that we are bringing to the table here. Can you change, please? So, what is the strategic advantage here? We are not talking about selling technology. We are talking about a shift of mindsets, and here is the opportunity. The banks and the institutions that make the first step, they will have the first move advantage for sure. They will be like 1 year, 2 years instantly up front of the competition, because they can upgrade, they can replace, they can add new service really quickly, okay? And they can, especially in this market, in the African market, so many fintechs, there will be so much easy to integrate systems from third-party fintechs, providers inside your organizations, because that way, in this approach, they are the fintechs that have to communicate with your MCP server. They're the ones that have to integrate with your institution. That's a totally change of paradigm. Please. So, talking a little bit more of Nearsoft, what we are offering here is our system is prepared to MCP. So just imagine we arrive to an institution, we start creating this service on top of your APIs or in top of some systems you want to offer to third parties or to other vendors. But in parallel, we have on the other side of the screen the 36 analytics, that is our data lake and our data mesh. So this means when we accopulate the MCP server, we start collecting all information, all real-time information, all client behavior information. So you will not just have the flexibility of integration, but you're starting to know what is happening in your bank in real time. That is something that most of organizations lack because of the architecture and the systems they have. It would be nice for a CEO of a bank or to commercial manager of a bank, to a marketing, to the help desk, to know what your clients are doing at this moment and your digital channels. And with this, we are providing a self-service platform that you can check, you can generate your dashboards, you can check what is happening, you can be proactive on your clients. For example, a client blocks the password or is trying to do a transfer and having a problem, your help desk can be proactive. It can be the first to do the step and contact the client and not wait for the client to complain. Next. So, because we work with several banks in Europe, we work in several countries in Africa, but actually it's our first time in East Africa. We are willing to find some partnerships here in this region, not just in Tanzania, but in Kenya, Malawi, Rwanda, wherever, of banks, small financial institutions that want to do a POC, or a proof of concept, with our system. So this will be totally free if you register. So I recommend you to scan this QR code if it's something that interests, or to go directly to Nearsoft booth. We are outside, and ask for more information. So we can set up a small project with no cost, so you can evaluate the good things that this will bring to the institution, okay? And then no compromise. You will see if you want to proceed with the project or not. So this proof of concept, we provide the MCP server and the 360 analytics, okay? You can change. So to finish, from all the research we are doing for probably the last 18 months, this approach have a 70% cost reduction on your IT spending on developing and integration. This is totally open source, so this means like you don't have to pay expensive license to big corporations. So you can rely only on this software, and this is a standard. This is nothing that is from a company or another. This is a shift in the way we integrate systems. So you'll be 5 times, and believe me, I believe will be more faster than 5x in the time of integration and test. And then you are future-proof your strategy. Tell you why, because who's involved on this knows that in less than 2 years, most of the client integration will be done by AI agents. And your system, if it's not prepared to communicate with these AI agents, you are losing clients, you are losing leads, you are losing money. Okay? So if you are ready to start your AI banking integration transformation, so feel free to reach me and any of the members of my team. We have like 4 people here, and we have the outside booth. So this is my LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to be connected with you guys and to be able to share what we are doing, and to feel free to reach me out with any question, no compromise. It's my way of working is to be open and to collaborate. It's a pleasure to be here.